My name is Lawrence Ray, also known as LRW3, and you are officially listening to the Talk to Me Nice podcast.
You come to events to feel important. Get your life together properly. I just bought a $200,000 house. Nigga battle me with property.
You can't buy happiness, but you can buy local, and that's kind of the same thing. The grind may go unnoticed, but your results won't. Here at the Talk to Me Nice podcast, we support all local entrepreneurs. Great things don't come from comfort zones. Support those who bet on themselves. Contact a local business for any and all of your needs. And when you get there, remember to talk to them nice. Yo, this is Lawrence Ray, also known as LRW3, the host of the Talk to Me Nice podcast. We're about to begin episode 9. Before we begin, though, I just wanted to again thank everybody for your constant support. The growth that we've seen on this channel in such a short period of time is just amazing, and I just wanted to thank everybody for that. This will be the last episode for 2 weeks as I'll be away. When I return, I can't wait to get everybody back and can't wait to get everybody in these conversations started again. What I will say is if you're in the Middle Georgia area and you have not been featured on an episode, it is truly because you chose not to be at this point. I definitely want to speak to you. Contact me ASAP to schedule your interview when I return. If you're a local business and your business is not being spotlighted at the beginning of these episodes, again, it's because you're choosing not to be. I definitely want to feature you. I definitely want to support you. Just get in contact with me. Let's get your logo and let's get you added on here. Support what supports you. Other than that, we're not going to take too long. Thank everybody again for coming out to do this episode. It's personally one of my favorites. Without further ado, episode 9. Welcome to Adulthood. I hope you like ibuprofen. On this episode of the Talk to Me Nice podcast, we discussed a topic that never gets old, but unfortunately, you do. Becoming an adult. You know, one day you're young and the next day you have a favorite grocery store. I invited a panel of well-spoken young adults to come give their personal experiences adjusting to adulthood, as well as provide advice to others who may be facing some of the same circumstances in their own journey. Remember, growing old is mandatory, growing up is optional. Becoming an adult is like folding a fitted sheet. I mean, you can do it, but it just never feels right. Without further ado, and with great honor, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to talk to me nice? I've gotten better now with like talking more. That's why I do things like this. I can make people talk now. So yeah, you ain't got nowhere else to talk about. Talk to me nice. That goes to my next question. How do y'all handle life stresses as a young adult?
I work out. I got. Man, I smoke weed. Outside the world.
Alright, man. Like I always do before we start. Everybody seen the podcast for, right? Everybody know what to get into. Does anybody have something they do not want asked to them? Again, we ask this every time.
Right.
You can have mine.
Let me delete that question. We about to start in 3. You just said second time. Anybody need anything before we start? Anybody got any questions? Anybody got any concerns? My name is Lawrence Ray, also known as LRW3. This is the Talk to Me Nice podcast. So y'all know how we start things out. Let's not waste no time. Let's round robin it. Tell them your name and your social media if you want them to follow you. So I guess we'll start. Mr. Brad.
I'm Brad. That's it.
I'm Chris. Follow me on IG, CTC. Y'all know.
I'm Bri Jenkins. You can follow me on Instagram at Bri__ Jenkins, and on Twitter it's the same, and Facebook is Bri Jenkins.
What's up? It's your girl Coco. You can find me on Facebook at COCA KLEC KLEY, on Instagram and Snapchat at Pocahontas, but it's POLKAHUNTAS.
That's right.
It's on me.
It's on you.
It's J Waal, and that's all you need to know.
Like always, like I tell everybody, make sure you're speaking up so they can hear your answers, all those good things. And not to put no pressure on anybody,
You know, these podcasts are averaging between 5 to 1,000. So if this one is underneath that, I'm on every episode, so that's on y'all. So.
Big going up with me on there.
They better. Cause you know, hey, this episode is gonna have a 2-week gap in between this one and the next one, cause I'm gonna be gone, which means if it don't match the other views, nah, I'm probably drop it before I leave. So,
okay.
So this is the season finale.
Yeah, this is the last one for 2 weeks. So
I'm in the season finale, man.
So basically, the podcast go down from here. It's y'all fault.
It's us.
Oh, man.
I need season finale.
Yeah.
It's not going down. It's going up after
We
this.
about to do numbers.
Alright, so this one is of course about adulthood. I'm not even
Numbers.
So this episode is about adulthood. And of course, you know, I asked all of you all to come because I think you all can give some good opinions on that. So let's just jump right into the adult life. Everybody, do you live alone or have you ever moved out of your parents' house? If so, at what age did you do so? And we'll just start with that. So, do you live alone?
Man, I'm gonna go ahead and say, man, I've been with my grandparents since I was born, man. I love them to death. I probably don't move out until I'm like 30. Real.
So
don't have no family or nothing, no kids, no nothing.
Alright, so we got one who just moved out. Everybody else, let us know what's going on.
I'm still with my people, and like J-Wall, I ain't got no plans of going nowhere to stay. I'm saving money.
Right.
It ain't bother me. They don't bother me. I don't bother them. They like roommates. I have what I have in my cup. I do what I do. They do what they do.
Alright, so we got 2 who ain't going nowhere. We got 3 left. What about y'all?
Well, I moved out when I was 19. When I went to college, I had my own apartment out there, and things got a little rough. Came back home and a little more, you know, the room. So,
Alright, so we got one moved out. What about you?
So I went to college out of high school. I stayed gone for like 4 years, and I came back to transition, going to another school. So then I moved in. Then I got pregnant, so I came back because I was like, I can't do nothing for myself. I need everybody around me. So I came back. I've been back ever since, but I'm finna move like in 2 weeks. So.
Okay, so we got one on the way.
Well, I did go away.
Now she wanna clear. Alright, Bri's been out of the house.
I did go away, y'all, but then I came back. My transition ain't really
like leaving, like never.
Yeah, I ain't really.
I moved away.
Get that.
alright, so what about you? Really never come back? Well, you can't really like say you'll never go back to.
Yeah.
Alright, for the record, they both have moved out, but they moved back. They ain't got no plans to go nowhere.
Okay, Brad.
Alright, Brad, what about you?
I'm married with 2 kids, bro.
Yeah, Brad got
I can't be living in a house with them, man. They're gonna tell me what to do.
Right.
Tell me how to parent my kids.
Oh, got no kids.
I can't do all that.
Yes.
I had to get out of that.
I like that though. So we got a broad base. We got people ain't going nowhere. We got a family.
But you don't have to do that if you don't got no kids. Don't be like
We got
shacking up your parents. You got like 5 kids.
We got 3 folk with no kids.
Oh yeah, sometimes. Plus y'all said it was too cold last time, so I cut it off. Alright, so my people who have moved out, do you think you moved out too soon looking back?
Hell yeah, bro.
I mean, yeah,
That shit was tough. That shit was tough. I ain't gonna care. Like, adulthood like hit me in my face hard.
It's like you lose money, but you learn.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'd rather have the money than the knowledge.
Yeah, like real talk. I was sitting in the house with no lights for like a month because I decided to go.
Man, hey, I moved out of my mama's house when I was 17 to a little shotgun apartment. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The lights, when you wake up, because it always happen in the morning, and you wake up, it'll be too quiet.
Hot as fuck.
Yeah, hot as shit. You wake up like, where the peaceful is? It's too quiet.
Refrigerator running and nothing.
And that's the refrigerator, you'll get a refrigerator or nothing. Hey, Flint used to be so dirty, Flint used to cut you off for 2 cents. On that pay as you go.
That's $25 minimum to turn.
Yeah, then you gotta have at least what, $20-$25 cut it back on. Like, man, I'm checking the check. I got $20, man.
I know.
That used
You
to
got
be
$15 for
Man, that's
life.
tough.
That's hard, bro.
But because he said he'd rather have the money than the knowledge. But I disagree with you right there. Because if you don't have that knowledge, you're going to keep losing that money.
Yeah.
But you're
gonna
keep messing up. Time. I mean, I can get that knowledge 5 years from now if I move out.
And then you're going to be like, dang, 5 years ago, I could have did this, and that. But you took 5 years to get that knowledge. Like, I'm big on just, when it comes down to, like, money, like, different ways to make it. And then, like, smartly, not just, like, impulsively jumping into something because you think it's going to, you know, be a quick fix, like, something smart that you can do, like, you know, meals off of. And so, like, when I moved out, I had the time of my life. Like, when I tell y'all I blew through so much money in college, I had 2 jobs. I had my dad's military check. And I had my refund check.
Yeah.
Do you know how much money I blew through? But I tell you what, I ain't never did that shit again.
I think both of y'all are right when you talk about money or knowledge. Because when I moved out, man, I ain't had no money. I had 5, J-Wall, you know, I had 5 jobs.
No, literally. like, no doubt. Like,
you was doing everything.
When we were about 17, 18, my boy had them moved out with the Cochran, man, and then he got a job at McDonald's. Bro, he became the manager within 2 to 3 months. Like, he didn't play. Like, y'all kept 2, 3, 4 jobs at one time.
I had 5 jobs. And then, baby,
no kids, no nothing, just. Before he even had kids.
Dropping albums and stuff.
Yeah.
No, he started music for the job. He started music for the job.
Yeah, no, there wasn't no music at that time. I was just working.
Yeah.
But, like, I still ain't had no money. But, like, it was all minimum wage, man. I was there. It wasn't no money. But, like, Brad said.
To somebody like us, though, that went working on the sun at the time, everybody used to be like, well, Ray got there, he ain't playing. But I knew what was going on.
But, like, yeah, so the money is one factor. So, yeah, I had the money to do that, but not really. And then, like, the knowledge, like, even having all them jobs, like, some of that, I'm still, like I said, I still barely kept my lights on and stuff like that. So, it's still lessons you're going to have to learn eventually. It's just a question of when you want to. But money don't make it easier. You still, even now with this house, money still don't make it easier. You still going to have to learn some of these lessons regardless of the time. But now, let me ask y'all this, because I know the parents going to love y'all answers on this. When y'all were kids, y'all expectation of adulthood and what y'all thought y'all was going to do, what was that?
I thought it was freedom. Just freedom, dude.
Yeah, traveling, going, doing
I just knew after I graduated high school,
it was a wrap.
Within 4 years, I would be rich. No cap. I just knew, like, I'm going to have 100,000 in 4 years. There's no way I won't. And that's so wrong.
Hey, I've never seen
get out there and get hard. I'm working at Burger King, bro, and these folks ain't paying me. Even when I went on base at Burger, I only had probably like 3 to 4 jobs in my life. Maybe 5.
I remember I left high school.
The best job I ever had was in Colorado at Low Distribution. Yeah, I stayed in Colorado with Trevor for about a year or so. That's probably the best job I ever had. That was the best time I ever had living in Colorado. That's the first time I ever got my own anything.
Let me ask, has anybody else moved away as far as from out of your hometown?
Yeah.
Everybody stayed.
I moved to
briefly.
You moved to the West Coast. Do y'all think, I moved to New Orleans too, do y'all think leaving is important?
Hell yeah.
It opened your eyes. It changed your whole mindset of life. Like, I feel like when you leave, you really, this shit is like really like trap. It's a trap.
Yeah.
I have to disagree. I keep seeing that on everything, and I feel like it's based on how you want to live. Like, I don't think that's
if
like
you okay with your
everybody's
city,
thing.
Monroe's not a bad place to raise kids and have a life. But if you really looking for something more, this is not it.
You can travel to see other stuff.
Yeah, but
it's just when you move away, you just know you don't have that safety net on you. So you gotta do this right now. I gotta make something safe. So you know what I'm saying? It just better yourself.
You're gonna be way more responsible with your money. You're gonna do a lot of stuff you wouldn't do if you was at home with your folks. I know that. I noticed that while I was
I guess
a lot of stuff I wouldn't do.
Different. Cause I know people that are from here. Their parents live here, but they like are on their own. They don't ask them for nothing. Like, and they travel and go places and see stuff, and they come back and they're like, "Bri, you need to go here because this, that, and the third happened there." But they still live here. So every time I see that little post on Facebook saying like that you need to move away, I'm like,
I get it because it's like because you see a change of scenery too. Like
it changed. Like when I moved to Colorado were like
a scholarship.
Everything. The atmosphere, the vibes, everything. It went from like being so negative to actually like having positive things go in my life. Like,
I think it's
that's how I feel.
to move if you can to put it in perspective. Like when I went to New Orleans, it was so different. You start to realize, bro. Like, cause when you've only been here, you like, bro, over there it'd be so amazing. You get there, like, bro,
it ain't really
that. So now when you come back home, you're more comfortable and you kind of appreciate, you know, where you're from a little bit more. Cause you just automatically assume everywhere else is better when it's actually not.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what they say? There's a saying, right? It's like the grass ain't green on the other side. It's green where you water it.
Yeah, that's
I mean, like if you have goals that you know, like let's say your goals exist within Winter Islands, you're gonna be happy.
I think it's case by
if
case.
it doesn't, like let's say you moved to Colorado, right? You really like Colorado, you liked who you were in Colorado. Maybe your mindset was just different in Colorado. It might be the same thing you're doing with here, but you might have just had a different, you know, realization or different idea of what you thought you wanted there.
I just feel like then
you got no right or wrong, you know what I mean?
No, it's never.
It's whatever.
But then you got some other people that's like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes your hometown is like your weight, like it's holding you down.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like the people around you, you know what I'm saying?
When you come from a bad environment, like that's all you done seen your whole life. You never had no money and nothing. That's all you done seen your whole life. You get that chance to leave. You know what you
to go see some mountains. If you from the desert, you go see some mountains.
You gotta live out there broke, man. You don't never know. Anywhere you go, it's a possibility.
You're hitting it on the nail. When you said to take away that safety net, because that means you got to get it.
Oh yeah, you got it. Yeah.
They don't get it for you.
Cause get what? It ain't no mom and dad out here. Yeah. One of them bushes sleeping.
You can't call them like
it's too far away. I can't see no brain.
I mean, we might all be different, bro. Ain't none of us trying to go out bad.
Like they always say, tough times don't last. Tough people do though. So like,
whether you make you or break you at the end of the day.
Whether you be or dead, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. So now that everybody's done experienced life a little bit, let's look back a second. What? And I need y'all to be honest. Don't tell me that everybody been here making perfect decisions. Right. Nobody has. No. What is the biggest mistake you've made as an adult?
As an adult.
Tough question, boy.
That's what I do.
I'm gonna be real, bro.
It's hard to pick one.
The biggest mistake I made, it probably getting in the streets. Like I in high school, I was really like, you remember, I was dread. You feel me? Probably getting in the street, probably the worst thing I ever did. I caught a couple felonies, fighting cases and all that. So there's a lot of stuff I can't go do. Like there's a lot of stuff I can't jobs I can't get in everything. So it really put me in a little boundary associated. But I make the best of everything. Like it don't matter to me. Like whatever happens in life, I done been through so much. I take the good with everything. So I'm gonna do me regardless.
I feel like with my
that's probably the worst thing I ever did though. I should have just went to college and stayed down. You feel me? But books ain't for me. I can't see like they used to try to make me picture like, hey, you do go to school for information technology, get a good job, but you just can't see that like. It don't be in your face like that. Man, I need money now. Like, fast money.
Some gotta shake
now. You feel me? Some gotta shake. In college, I ain't finna get it done. I might get a degree and still can't find a job.
I'm gonna stop you there. We're gonna table that one for a second. Let's just stick to this question. All right, y'all.
But I feel like my adulthood, it's just been progression. I really don't got no regret, no big mistake, but I feel like as an adult, I need to travel more, get more inspiration or something, just like get out more. That's why I think
I think my biggest, like, I don't know if it's necessarily a mistake or like a regret, but like when I didn't go to college. I have no further than high school education. And I don't think necessarily college is right, but I think it's the idea of just continually learning. I mean, if I had took time to, like, I'm in the car business, right? If I had took time to actually study it, like where I'm at in 5 years, I'm happy with, but where I could have been at in 5 years might have been better than where I'm at now. I mean, just continuing my education.
And we're gonna discuss that next. That's the third time it came up, so we're gonna table that.
I love that discussion. But
we talk about that.
No, for me, I would say probably not saving money. Like
you
kind of brought it back to my memory when you said you were in school. I got the GI Bill too, and girl, I took out loans like a freaking fool.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really have to do all of that. Thanks. So now I'm paying for that. Like, but I had fun now. I had
one thing about me, like, I'm a saver. Like, I always think about, like,
the long.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm a bad gambler. Like, so it don't always add up. But I love to save money. Like, it makes me feel good to save money. I love to see money build up. So, you know, like, I never been the type of person to just go blow money on this and that, going to take trips and all that. Like, them people do.
Yeah, that was my thing.
I've never been a big person on that. Like, cause you know, I just never been. I'm a humble. I ain't gotta go take this trip for Facebook and let them see how I'm living.
I thought I was saving. I was saving, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, now that I look back on it, I'm like, girl, you had like what, $1,000 saved up, but you was getting $1,000 plus some a month. Like,
I got 1,000. You can't get 2,000 unless you had 1,000. So you gotta
that's
start
true.
somewhere.
That's true, but
it's a little thousand too. It's another little thousand on top of that. So don't discredit yourself on that, man.
So that's my regret, I guess.
Not saving.
Not saving. I could have, man, shoot.
I'll say this: we save a lot of money, but we're always saving for the next thing. Like we got vacation coming in 5 months. We gotta save all this money, and then vacation.
Then you gotta resave.
Like we went to Vegas this year for the first time, so it was cheaper for COVID and all that. And we saved up like a ton of money. We're like, we'll spend half of it. Dude, them gambling machines don't play. We went down bad, bro. We went down bad.
That's why I'm scared of Vegas. Like one of my homeboys, literally like a week ago, he asked me to come to Vegas with him. I literally had to send him money for a trip home. He was like, man, these folks hit me for $15,000 on Baccarat.
I get that.
What's that Baccarat? What is that? I never even heard of that game. What is Baccarat? Yeah, what is that? Like, how you get hit on something you don't even know how to play at home? You don't gamble this at home. Why is you up there? He talking about these folks done got me. You got yourself.
Plays yourself.
That's why I get what I said. I ain't going to Vegas. Once I lose $500, I'm chasing. I'm trying to get it back. It's
that's what you gotta do, bro. You gotta get it back. You didn't get ours back, right?
You got to get it back.
Hey, shooters gonna shoot.
I'm gonna shoot.
Hey, what can we do when he missed? He shot again. I mean, it is what it is, you know? That's all we know.
30 on 30 shots.
It's gonna hurt you when that money going. You gotta you'll be like, I could have bought this, and this, and that.
We sit at the airport like this.
Hey, you would have been like this.
But you don't want to do nothing but sleep. Sleep the whole next 2 weeks. And holding this is for real.
Damn, please wait.
Alright, let's move this along. Alright. So, Lavinali, what's your biggest mistake?
Okay, I ain't want to cut nobody off by the way.
Do your thing. Don't worry, I'll cut them off.
But, oh dang, you know, it's hard because I don't really feel like it's a regret. But I feel like even though I did have my first child at 26, I still feel like that was too early for me because I know that I am very irresponsible and I'm still learning life or whatever. But I also have learned that when you go into parenthood, nobody's gonna be perfect. That's a journey that everybody figures out on their own. Like, it's no guide. I don't care how many articles, books, I don't care how much advice you get. It's really like how you got yourself through parenthood and learning how to be a parent. So if you need therapy, then that's what you need to get because that's what you need to be a better parent. Like, if you need advice, then get advice because that's what you need. It's like whatever you need to fulfill it. You don't need to ignore it. And I think a lot of people kind of ignore that because they might feel weak or they might be criticized or something like that. But it's like you can't worry about them because like you had said, like when you live in your parents' house, they kind of talk about how you raise your kids. I'm with my mom there right now and baby, okay, like these dreads are down for a reason, okay? Stress all up in here, okay? So it's just like, it was just like I need to go. And like I had quit my job, like it was just like, cause my license, I worked hard for these little licenses I got, hard. I had a time in my life, I ultimately did it, I don't regret that at all, I don't regret that cause it taught me so many lessons that I know now. And it's just, you just gotta look at it from a different perspective, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, so I don't regret it, but I do feel like I could've waited. You know, but I'm she a blessing. She's so silly. She's so smart. Like, we do sign language, like everything. Like, she is a blessing. And it really come in handy. Because she don't know how to say certain words, but she can sign it. And I was just like, damn, everybody really need to do this shit because you be trying to figure out what your baby want. Like, I'll be like, are you sleepy? Yes or no? And I taught her yes. And I taught her no. And she'll do like this, you know, like for yes. And I was like, okay, let's take a nap, you know. So she can't say, you know, yeah, I'm sleepy, but she understand what I'm saying to her. So, yeah.
That's dope. To piggyback on that right quick, parents love telling you to do something for your kid that they ain't do for you. I swear to God.
They got them and shit, bro. I need some milk. They got
everything.
Pushover. Please.
It's different, man.
What she just said.
Like
I think my biggest mistake looking back on it was trying to buy cars too soon, man. I gotta thank Brad. I gotta shout out Brad. If you need a car, Brad just got. I remember my first car, man. Before I got with Brad, dude got me on a stupid high interest rate, man. I forgot what it was. No, you don't even remember the blue car. Brad got me the blue car. It was like what was it? It was a
Corolla.
It was a Corolla. Man, that interest rate was like, I ain't gonna front because I ain't know that much about like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So bro threw me a little thing on. This all you gotta pay a month. Okay, cool. Man, my interest rate was like 17% or something stupid. It's something stupid. So I didn't realize the top finally, got with Brad, and he ended up giving me like a 0%. So I was able to balance it out. Then I put that into another car. But that's my biggest mistake, jumping too soon without getting information. That's why now, before I buy anything, man, I'm triple checking. I'm not getting got like that either. Because I definitely got the first time, man. But all right, so the biggest thing y'all kept bringing up in that was, of course, the college debate. So nowadays in this generation, do you think a college degree helped you as much as it maybe did before?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, they get, well, if you're a college athlete, go to school. Y'all get paid. These folks are racking up.
Yeah.
But like, if it's like for like a field that, you know what I'm saying, you ain't feeling that passionate for, I don't think you should like, you shouldn't even waste your money.
There's too many folks I know without a college degree, man, they got businesses and stuff, they're doing good.
Or they got a college degree and working something they didn't do.
I noticed that a lot of people are working jobs that they didn't need a degree.
That's the thing when it comes to college. Like, if you want to, like, let's say that you're in a spot in your life, you can go to college, right? You gotta look at it. Am I looking for a career, or am I trying to advance in my career? If you want to advance in your career, go to college because you'll advance. If you're looking for a career, no, you don't need college.
I think I'm a big advocate for education. I feel like it depends, because I do have entrepreneur friends who have no degree and they are doing great. But I feel like it depends on what you want to do. But if you look at it this way, most of the jobs that I've had, if you don't have a degree, they have a program inside of the career field where they'll pay for you to go to school. So at the end of the day, it's really like, if they gonna pay for it, then they want us to have it, and I can, like you said, advance. So, but I'm not against people that don't choose to go. I just don't like when they say that school is a scam and all of that, because I don't agree with that. I think it just depends on what you're looking for.
What degree.
Yeah.
Piggyback on it too.
I feel like
there's enough resources where you don't have to pay for school. Like, you can go to college without paying.
Or you can pay.
I really feel like life now is about who you know more than anything.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Facts.
Because I knew a lot of people, and shit, boy, it was hard to find a job. Like, for real, even coming back, the people that I knew were in good positions to help me, but it just.
I think with that debate, nowadays, like, work ethic is going to win out. Because I know, like you said, people got college degrees, then they turn around and say, well, you ain't got no resume. But then people with the resume be like, yo, that's good. But you ain't got no degree. So it's like,
ridiculous.
Nowadays, I don't think that you need one, honestly, my opinion, because you're going to run into the same issue. You're just going to be on the other side of the argument. You kind of need both. Like, if you can, like Brad said, now, once you got that job and you want to move up and you can do it, then go get it then. But like me personally, I was in college and I dropped out because I couldn't afford to go to college anymore. It was either, hey, you gonna take these classes or you can sit in the dark.
That makes sense.
My friends is the perfect example of not going to college and they doing great. Like Chemo and Ray. They didn't go to college and he was one a truck driver and one just got a great job and stayed down. So
and that's the thing. Like
he did have to go get his CDLs. He just got a trade.
Trades is
that's still in school. He still had to go get his CDLs. So, but you can get a trade. You don't have to go for a degree. You know what I'm saying? Because the LPN is
I work in everybody ain't got to. We can't pay for my certification.
Yeah.
I got mine.
And even I'm a nurse or whatever, and I even got my school paid for because I moved out. I was on my own. It's a program called the WIOA program. Anybody that's going to nursing school, like if you a person, you just living kind of day-to-day type stuff, even if you got kids, I don't know with all this corona stuff, like how they do it now, but it was in the labor department. I was in Albany at the time, but you go in there, you let them know that's what you're there for because they're not with the labor department. That's just where their office is. But they pay for my books. They reimburse me for my gas. They paid my tuition. Anything that free money didn't get, so scholarships or grants, anything that didn't pay for, they paid the rest. So if I took out a loan, hold on in my pocket. Anyway, stupid shit. Anyway. So, they paid for my books. When it came time to take the NCLEX, they reimbursed me for that, and that's $200 and something. They paid for $200 worth of uniforms after I graduated.
Wow.
That's good.
That's strong.
Free money. Do you understand me? Free money is out here. Resources. Dig into them, and you say back to that regret stuff. Another regret I had is giving up on myself because I was at Armstrong and before I even applied, I dropped out. I was like, I'm not finna get into this. Like they not finna pick me. Like this school is so competitive. Like I was trying to get the Armstrong advantage, but I didn't end up like meeting all the requirements. So I was like, okay, I'm not even about to waste my time trying to get into this program. So I went to LPN school. Shit too stressful. I was like, oh hell no. If I'm finna go through all this, I'm finna get a degree, not a diploma. Big ups to LPNs because let me tell you, y'all got heart. Do you understand me? But yeah, I just went to school for my RN and I finally finished it, so. Yes, sir.
All right, I like that debate on that. So, life insurance, who has it? Who looked into it? Everybody knows, everybody has life insurance.
I don't pay mine personally.
I'm surprised everybody say yes, because usually like when I talk to people our age, they're like, man, I'm young, I ain't got none. Like,
I think the first thing
I don't pay mine myself. If it was up to me, I wouldn't have no life insurance.
Yeah. My parents put me on that shit like, but you get life insurance. Real, but you never know. Especially it really happened, like they really made me get life insurance and like I lost like two of my homeboys in high school, so.
I wouldn't have car insurance if I could get it. That's what I wouldn't have.
Yeah, right.
I had life insurance for car insurance.
Yeah, basically, I had life insurance if I had car insurance. I ain't gonna cap.
Now, let me ask y'all this smooth conversation. Has anyone had to let go of a childhood friend due to them no longer fitting what you wanted out of your life?
Yes.
And how did
How
did that conversation go?
That's gonna happen.
It's
It don't
happening.
never be. It don't have to be.
I feel like true friends
You gonna drift away.
Yeah, I feel like true friends.
They ain't gonna drift away anyway.
Everybody had their own lane and like shit. If y'all shit was genuine, then that shit,
It's like me and you got two totally different lifestyles, but we done since 14, 13, we been close.
Yeah, same way with me and him. When I started playing football, it kind of did.
But as far as like, there's some people you gotta let go though. Like it's just not gonna be positive. It's just gonna be who they always be.
Now those you call leeches right there. Those ones that drain all your energy.
You gotta drain everything away.
You gotta let them folk go, man.
Yeah.
But some of them ain't always leeches. Sometimes it's just your decision. Like you said, like for instance, this is just an example. I'm in college. I got this friend that I got from a job. She's not in school, so she got time to party. This, that, and the third. I gotta study, but I'm out here partying with her.
Yeah.
I can't call her a leash because that's my bad decision to be out with her instead of in them books.
I think that goes back to you got to kind of know where to put people. Like they said, I don't really lose a lot of friends because I don't. First off, it's hard to tell me. You can't force me to do anything I don't want to do. In the same way, I'm not gonna try and get you to do anything you want to do. So just like them, they doing other things. I ain't into that. They ain't into my stuff. So all right, cool. It's love. And when every now and then, what we like kind of gets in the middle.
I'm there.
But the issue becomes like if he doing something that he know I don't do, but he keep trying to make me do it. Now eventually I'm gonna have to. But you gotta kind of once you set them boundaries, and everybody know like if you know I'm about to go do something.
The thing with me, like I know it, like I know what.
Yeah.
I know
like everybody know me.
Try him on.
Yeah, like everybody know you want to go turn up. I'm probably ain't person to call. But hey, if you want to talk about some business, you want to talk about making some money, hey, get me on the phone. We can talk about that all day. You gotta kind of know. And that,
I can be that person.
it's like you gotta
drink with you.
Yeah. I don't know if you love
twerk shake.
I ain't gonna turn up.
Now some people you can't say because I mean some people just flat out don't fit your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if y'all truly friends, y'all can fit. Y'all just gotta understand what do you fit.
Yeah.
So, but the
It's
issue.
my freedom to go to brunch with her,
Yeah.
church with her.
Don't bring your church friend to the club. You gotta know where the people at.
And don't bring your club friend to church because y'all ain't gonna be friends.
Exactly.
Right.
So once you put that in place, I think that's the issue though why people lose a lot of friends because you keep trying to make your friends do this when they don't do that. So that's good. I like that question. All right, financially, do you all believe you were set up for success?
What you mean set up? Like by who? For ourselves, our parents?
However you feel, or do you feel like you set up for success? However, whatever led you where you at now.
Financially,
Financially.
success financially.
No.
I'm saying like right, like I don't understand the question.
Financially, how your bank account
now?
look right now? Looking back, do you feel like you were given the information you needed
Oh, no.
to put when you suffer?
No, God, no.
It took so many losses for me to get where I'm at.
I feel like our generation,
But that's why.
our
Who
parents.
go through life without losses? Who
I took
go
so
through
many
life
losses to
perfect
get where I'm
making
at
the
now,
right
so no, I was not
decision
set
every
But I feel like our
I set
generation.
myself up financially.
I feel like our generation, our parents, they just wanted us to go to school and get a degree and stuff.
right.
And you gotta look at their parents. Their parents grew up in like the industrial age, so all they know is work. So you know what I'm saying? So it just trickle on down, like. But you know,
That's the thing.
time changes.
Yeah, it's changing.
Like when we were in school, like we're talking for years.
They try to go to that Kool.
I ain't trying to do that. That ain't where it's going down.
I heard about
But think about
I got a couple homeboys got rich off the pandemic. They straight. You feel me? So it's about how you want to live life. You don't want to go that route, the illegal route. That's cool, but
look, but that's a promise.
you can go illegal and then turn legal, and it's all good.
You don't have to go to college because
it's not all good. That's called money laundering.
And stuff like that. And
You turn illegal money into legal money. That's money laundering.
But you'll never see
That's money laundering.
Stop.
No, they will know. That's why it's a charge called money laundering.
Like I said, man, you can take the legal, you start off illegal, then you go legit, and you straight for life. You just can't do illegal stuff for your whole life. No. But I was not set up financially.
Well, in his defense,
not through
wasn't illegal.
Warner Robins, you're not set up financially. Like it's not set up for you to prosper. I feel like
it
depends
on your
school.
career path.
Yeah, school.
School tells you work. They never tell you let your money work for you, right?
Yeah.
It's like you brought up stocks, for instance, right?
That's the big.
The stocks are high risk, high reward, right? Like you might hit a lick, right?
Oh yeah, fact.
You might get taken.
They don't teach you that in school. They don't say like, yo, go invest in stocks and this is what the stocks might do.
Yeah, they don't teach you.
Y'all gotta learn about history. You got me learning about algebra. What algebra gonna be?
Hey, and when you say, when you spend class asking these
what we gonna use this in the real world? Geometry. I mean,
I have yet to count any money that had letters in it.
oh yeah.
How this shit go?
Obtuse angle gonna help me.
I ain't never put out that little triangle thing.
Obtuse angle. What they gonna help you with?
say obtuse.
Here's an idea, bro. Raise your hand if you use the Pythagorean theorem. One time you're full of
I can't tell you.
I can't even tell you what that really is right now.
In college.
Bro, math was my weakest subject.
Or the periodic table. Have you used the periodic table?
That's science.
Man, they could have stopped math in elementary for me. Once I learned how to add, I was good.
Once you gotta count that way.
I get fancy and multiply. That's all I need, man.
History too.
Boy,
Nah, hey, history do kind of.
She said, I don't know.
History, hey, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of apply history, goddamn, like, to kind of like life.
Yeah.
Yes. Certain
sure.
and stuff. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a history nerd, so.
Alright, moving on. Budget. Does anybody have one?
I try to make one. I make one
I have zero bills, but a phone bill.
I have a monthly budget.
I got
I have no budget on that.
Do I
I just
stick
save
to
my
it?
money.
That's my next question. If you have a budget, is it followed?
Who follows their budget?
It's so hard.
I feel attacked.
I need
Right? I mean,
I'm trying to get
y'all got families and real deal responsibilities. Like,
I mean, it's not that. It's just trying to figure out where your money's at.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not.
I know
mine.
Me, I keep a strong budget because I have 3 different bank accounts, so I have to track.
The thing about this, right?
Yeah.
Do you love money? You like having money?
I love having money.
I say, I'm not tight on that shit. Like, I write all my expenses, but I ain't real tight.
But you gotta know the schedule of that money, bro. That's your baby. Like you know, like your baby schedule.
I think a budget becomes
Because
like,
they pay your
it's funny that out of 2 people who have budget, me and Brad, because like once you have like houses and kids, you can't play like, you know, it's different. Like I can't call the boys coming and be like, hey, man, I kind of like spend
Like you'll agree with me. It's not that we don't have like a budget because we have houses and shit. Like we have houses here because we have
a budget. Because you had to show that responsibility for a while, which then leads into you being able to get those things. But yeah, that's all right.
You gotta
So
take care of that baby, man.
that's a fact. So I guess this question more for Brad, since he's the only one with another budget. Did you teach yourself, or did somebody teach you how to budget?
I taught myself.
Okay.
Now I kind of taught myself that my pops, he already had like a budget. Once he realized I was into it, he kind of gave me his format, so it took it like next level from there. So I gotta give my pops credit on that too. I was kind of already doing it, but then he took it next level.
I mean, I taught myself with YouTube. So
YouTube University. That means right there.
YouTube University.
I am a proud member.
So I don't know. I guess I didn't take it to teach myself.
Bro, YouTube, you can feel like anything.
YouTube University.
It'll teach you about the stock market, all that.
I just rewired my house using YouTube.
Yeah.
And all the lights.
I put on my shit on my car.
All right, we are back with the Talk to Me Nice podcast. We're gonna jump into our next question. Do you all have a job or career? We're just gonna start there. Do you have a job or career? I don't need nothing but one of those 2 words.
Yes.
Career.
Everybody has careers. All right. What determines whether?
I don't have a job or a career though, but
Yes, you do.
It is.
Yeah.
Three forms.
okay.
Let me start here, but please do not say anything on here that will self-incriminate you.
I'm not saying like I said.
We offer no legal representation.
Like I said, man. That's why he went past me.
Hey, that go back to the last conversation. Know what your friends are for. Hey. Anyways, moving on. All right, so everybody has a career now. So, but back when you had jobs, what determined, or even now when you got a career, what determines whether, well, first off, what determines what is a job or a career to you?
Security and longevity.
Longevity, definitely.
Especially where they said longevity. So you can get up any day and do it. You know what I mean? It's a skill.
I feel like
career is a skill.
So like, if you got like a job, for instance, right? Like any job you do, you're replaceable.
Yeah.
You know, with your career, like I'm not replaceable. You can't just go pick someone off the street.
So
and
is
put
that
them
a
on
career?
job.
It
Being
can
at
be.
Walmart.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
It can be
the longevity part.
Truth is but a point of view. If this is what you plan to do, because I had to do, my first job was McDonald's. And shout out to Joey, he is the hardest working dude in Concord McDonald's ever seen. Bro, when I walked in, he was like 20. He said, McDonald's is my career. And he meant that. Like, and now, he was a manager when I met him, but like dead ass now, he's past like a department dude. Like he's like in the corporate part of it now.
So you can make it a career.
Like a career is whatever you decided to be. There's no like structure as a career.
And it's a big corporation, so you know.
I ain't gonna count when I worked for Walmart, bro. It was an old head and you know, like I was stocking. Man, you know, you took a job serious. Man had on knee pads here. And I was stocking kind of slow like my first week. He was like, man, move to the side. I was like, bro, I'm a professional stocker. I was like, okay, you know.
Do your thing. And I had an overhead like that at Target, but you know, I take everything personal, so they did that to me one time. Then the next day, the next day I see they owe that coming, I got some blow that. That thing I know, we going down the whole stove. We done did half the stove between me and him going back and forth. I don't even know where this stuff goes. I'm just putting stuff on the shelf now. Moving on. They coming back, hey, did you put that up there? Nah, that was him. That was him.
That was probably night shift.
That was him. No. You sure that was me? Damn, I was on that aisle. That might have been me. My bad. So, what determines back when you all was like, because I know I took a lot of jobs, and honestly, I took a lot of jobs for progression, just trying to move up. Everything was always the next step. But what determines whether y'all take a job or not?
What you mean take a job?
Like, what determines, like, when you going into a job, what even, if you even apply for a job, what makes you, like, they say, yo, we offering you this job, what makes you say yes to
Your
a
salary, your time, and your job description. Like, I'm literally going through this process right now, and like, I've literally had job offers that I turned down because I'm not trying to work Monday through Friday. If I don't got to, why would I? That's ridiculous. And so, at first I was finna go on a contract 3 days a week, but do I want to go out of state, stay somewhere for 3 days, you know, leave my baby with somebody for 3 days? So then I was like, well, do I want to work every weekend? And I was like, what am I doing on average weekend? Shit. I don't party like that. I don't drink like that. So it really just depends on what fits your life at that time when you're looking for a job. Like, do you need the hours? Like, some people can work 7P to 7A, but some people need 7 to 3 because they gotta be able to take their baby to daycare and pick them up. So everybody can't work with everybody. Where it's what fits your life at that time, like what you need.
I say the main thing, time.
Time.
Yeah. Instead of like, you know what I'm saying, you train your time for money, you know what I'm saying?
And I think it's different between the person. It's like
Yeah,
the one thing we're all forced to do is work. We all gotta work. Well, you got
For me, it's the job description and the people I'm around.
I said time because it's like time is one thing you can't get back. You know what I'm saying? Either you gonna run that bag up to get the experience to try to get that time back, or you just gonna let it do. You know, just be a waste of time.
Yeah.
I think me personally, I live my life on leverage, so I try to create leverage. So it all depends. When I look at a job, I'm like, well, have I done something similar to this before?
Yeah.
Because if I've already done it, and then, don't get me wrong, unless like money influences it too, because I've done it before if you offer me a lot, but if it's comparable money that I already had, I would turn the job down because I already got that on the resume.
Yeah.
So when I want to go argue for a more important job, I want to try and make sure I've hit literally every type of job possible. Yep. So you can't tell me I don't fit this job because I done did something close to it.
Yeah.
So that's usually my thing when I go back is, have I already done something that I can argue is just like this? Because at this point, it's pointless. Unless obviously money. I mean, if it's a lot more money, then y'all can do that. Other than that, that's what really influences me. So why do y'all think the newer generation or our generation changes jobs so often? You know, like back in the day, your grandparents worked 50 yards, 50 years.
I feel like it's just way more opportunity. Like,
I feel like
it's a lot more ways to get
revenue for yourself. There's a lot more ways to get money. So if you're not really digging this job, it's like y'all ain't really. I can go get this somewhere else. Like what you doing, or it's easy. You know.
And simply, some people just ain't fit for like people just telling them what to do all the time. You know what I'm saying? They rather just get money on their own. You know what I'm saying? I know personally.
I don't mind someone telling me. It's how you tell me. It's the person like who your boss is. Like it's gonna be some real assholes that hate their life. So,
but you do got some friends that they just can't deal with authority though.
We all got that friend quit the job on the first day, like but they was in the trial. Bro, you weren't even there long.
Like, bro, I'm gonna holler at you, bro. I
love money too much to take it on the first I gotta get a couple paychecks. I gotta save some money so I can do what I'm trying to do on my next stuff.
When I worked at HVAC, bro, like working in attics and stuff, I done seen, bro, some grown men tap out, like, walk from the job, like, home. Like, balling, calling, riding there.
Hey, the people who leave at lunch, you never see them.
They lifting tools and everything.
At lunch, bro, you gone, but don't call me, bro. Don't call me. Man, I had a homeboy, he quit because they told me to sign in wrong, bro. I wasn't feeling that, man. But that's crazy. I just want to know why the new generation just like to change jobs like that.
That's a deep question. We ain't got no time to talk about that.
We got all the time in the world. You got a good answer.
Nah,
The sun's still up.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess that's crazy. Y'all basically said that, we not tolerating kind of what the old generation did. We willing to move on quicker.
There's a lot more ways you can make money now than it's more like that's how
but because that's why I don't tolerate shit for my job because of that.
It's gonna be hard to get another job. I might be out of work if I quit this job for a long time.
And like back in the older days, like your grandparents, that's like I don't know how old grandparents is, but recession, there wasn't a lot of jobs. Yeah. Once you got a job, maybe that month's keeping a job.
And those are the ones that are there now that have been to that job at that job for 30 years. That's when they got into it.
Y'all old head and working in the city.
It's like in the early 1900s, everybody wanted to work for Ford. Yeah. Ford would pay you $5 a day. You had to go to church on Sundays. You couldn't drink. You could like a ridiculous amount of requirements that you did for $5 a day. And they would put up with it. It's $5 a day. You're not finding that anywhere else.
Yeah.
Now, like, I can get fired from this job making $7.25. I get hired at Walmart making $15.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, come on. What are we talking about, bro?
Yeah, life about leverage. Like, a lot of jobs kind of pay in the same range. So, it might be $1 more, might be $1 less, but, I might be willing to take that $1 less to do what I want to do.
What I was doing just in HVAC, like, crawling up on the houses and stuff, like, it's a lot of dudes that was like, man, I could go stand in front of Walmart, make $15 an hour, and be up on the hill killing spiders and looking out for rats and snakes.
Why would you do that?
Huh?
Why would you do that for $10 an hour?
Because some people better off working off with their hands, and some people better just.
Me personally, I've left comparable jobs like price. Like I left one minimum wage job for another. Like I said, I'm always building a resume, and then two, I don't necessarily take a job for the bottom. I'm trying to see how quick it is to get to the top. Like they all said, I'll take a job, but then two, like before I went to this new job I'm doing, I was like within 3 months I was a manager there.
Yeah.
It never took long, so I
ain't gonna be slow days. You're gonna be focused.
See, I was the complete opposite. That's why I started I was like, I just wanted to just be complacent. I just wanted to come to work, get my work done, and go home. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get I wasn't trying to get no promotion. But you can raise that pay rate. But I wasn't trying to get no promotion.
Even raise that pay rate. Every time I came in, I need to be the boss.
But the job that I was doing, I was one of the most important people.
Yeah.
So that's what my leverage was. You need me at the end of the day. Because your old heads, they ain't doing it. They barely even know how to do it. And I'm doing this 5 times faster.
Life is about leverage. You can't fire me because who's going to do it?
Yeah, you do.
At the end of the day, and I need to be paid. Well, I had a few jobs like that where I knew I can hire somebody else. They ain't gonna work like I do.
Yeah.
Or by the time you teach them to do what I do, you gonna miss about a month or two. You can't afford that. So I need another $1 or $2. I gotta go. And I've always got it. So life is about leverage. That's how you live your life, man.
Yeah, I think it's interesting what you said. If you hired me saying you gotta start entry with the company, but we got this spot opening up in 3 months. We're looking to hire someone there. You gonna bust your ass for that 3 months. But maybe our generation has a problem with goal settings. Maybe we set our goals too far out.
I just don't like when somebody. I just don't like when somebody try to force me up into a position.
Yeah.
Bro, I know I'm not generally ready for it. Don't try to throw me out in the ocean like that.
I think this generation does have a standoff attitude, like you said. People like, yo, somebody trying to force me. But sometimes people do be trying to force it, but sometimes as a generation, we are standoffish. Hey man, I need you to do that. Why I gotta do it? Cause you the closest one by it. Why you acting like that? So a lot of times people will quit a job and they picking on me. They always tell me to do it. Maybe you just the best one to do it. Maybe you just always the closest one in the worst spot. It could be they could be picking on you. I don't know, but it's not always because I personally seen a few jobs. People like, man, nah, they ain't like me. Well, bro, you barely show up. Let's not act like they just singled you out. There's some justification there too. Now, like I said, when it get hard or when people just don't want to do it, people are starting to leave more, which leads to my next question about marriage. Now, you already married, so you can't answer this. Do you all think you're going to be married one day?
Oh yeah, that's the goal. That's the ultimate goal.
Absolutely.
Now, do you think...
And we ain't divorced.
I don't think I'd be married.
Now,
why not?
And we ain't divorced.
Someday.
Hold on, we got one say you're not getting married. Why do you think you're getting married?
It's just... It ain't no real love in this generation. You ain't gonna find it.
Now, let me ask this. Let me ask this.
That's probably not for you, but in my way, we on two different. I ain't gonna find it.
There's 7 billion people in this
I'm looking for love. find a millionaire, you know, at Friends on the Hill. You shouldn't let Friends on the Hill, but
I'm not looking. I don't want you to be rich. I don't care about money in a relationship. It's just loyalty. You don't even gotta love me.
Well, let me ask you this: if you say
what it's worth, bro, like I was looking for love, I got hooked on Coke.
Yeah.
I stopped looking for love. I found my wife, bro. I'm clean. I've been clean for like 5 years, bro. I don't do no drugs or none of that shit. I mean, regardless of when you're looking for shit, you ain't gonna find nothing, bro. Like I've been looking for jobs, I can't find nothing. If I'm not looking, I get offered every spot. Like that's the key though. It's like there's 7 billion people in this world.
Yeah, like you said, you know you're in all the wrong spots. So are you really looking then?
Right.
And you can't say there's not somebody out there for you. That's like me purposely looking over here, knowing everybody over there. Like, I can't find nobody. Like that's on you. Now, do y'all think that marriage is because there's a lot more divorces nowadays than before? Do you think marriage is as sacred as it was in like the older generation?
No.
Why y'all think
everybody get married for
people
social
just want to
media?
get
It's for the fan. Like it's If for the wedding,
I agree with that.
they want to goddamn take a picture at the wedding, they want to take a picture at the goddamn honeymoon, they want to do all that. That shit don't be real though.
And then it'd be like one of the most short relationships, like you know what I'm saying? Like they probably know each other like 2 years.
Man, you know,
and then while you get married, you hear about what they doing on my side.
Hey, you always know who was together a short period of time when they got married. Like, how long have been together? Well, we been on each other. I ain't asked you that. We just got together like last month.
You might really find someone that really rocking with you within a year. Like, one for you.
I wouldn't trust that.
You're knowing somebody that's talking about getting married, that's something, but it can happen.
I don't believe in first love. First love at first sight.
Yeah, you gotta. This person gotta be around you for every day for a little while.
Please don't marry a girl you don't live with first.
Man, to me, to understand if y'all gonna make it, y'all gotta have that for argument first, man. That for argument, y'all still be in that honeymoon phase at first, man. This is my love. I'm really together forever. For argument, you start realizing I'm gonna like you.
Some of these girls talk crazier than some of your homeboys talk to you. Like what? Call y'all type of B words. You like you just cool.
They start saying stuff you thought they like.
Really respectful ass shit.
And they say shit that and they say the most low key stuff that hurts your feelings. You gotta play it up. You in that ugly ass shirt. I thought you like this shit. That's why you have to nail with a nigga Tyler. Who's nigga my plan? Eating ass nigga.
Everything they supposed to like.
You gonna burn that up. You gonna burn that up.
I'm crying, bro.
Don't let your homeboy be here. You ain't laying that homeboy. God, they said that was your brother.
That's your boy. They be fake like that. You make a female mad, but they gonna use everything.
They gonna load the clip on it.
Hey, let me ask this again. We got some females here. Bro, how do y'all, this is so off topic. Bro, do y'all just be having them memes in your back pocket? Really? They be on it, bro. Y'all check out off the phone 30 seconds later. She got like 6 on. Like, y'all just got a site to go to.
All day.
Hey, let me ask y'all, this is so off topic. As guys, have y'all ever looked at the females group chat?
No.
Don't get your feelings hurt.
If you looking for any type of goddamn hurt feelings, that's what it is.
Like I said last episode, I still can't see out my right hand. This ain't my right hand. This ain't my right hand.
I ain't feeling like
I ain't going through that.
I learned my list. I
might go through the conversation. I might go through a conversation with you before I go through it with your homegirl. If I know you saying some goddamn.
We done loaded the club.
But you ain't gotta look at the message. You don't wait till the homegirl come back over and when she look at you, they be going in. They be going in.
She's gonna be like, oh, he ain't shit.
It's either one or two. Let let's move this along.
Please.
What's something expensive that y'all didn't think was expensive till you became an adult?
Oh, sheesh.
Toilet paper. I'll go first. I'm not buying the $3 toilet roll packs, bro. I'm not doing that shit, bro. I'm not wiping my ass with sandpaper. I buy a Cottonelle, and that is $20 a pack, bro. That shit will break you.
Fuck that, I'm going to Sam's and getting that big. That shit is soft. I don't know who their mother brand is, but goddamn Sam's Members Mark, shout out to y'all. That big ass bulk for about $20-something. Depending on how many asses it gotta clean, that shit'll last you for a long time. That and the paper towel.
The kids be doing the whole roll. They be
Oh yeah, they have tissues from the mom.
Tissue like gold in college, so I ain't gonna cap.
Oh yeah.
Tissue like gold in college, but you was going to 4 rooms.
Oh yeah.
Hey, let's say this.
Hey, bro, we a bad dude.
You ain't coming to the bathroom.
Let's go. Hey, that's guys though, bro.
Hey, bro, we a bad dude. Hey, leave your book bag out here, bro. Hey, nah, hell no, bro. Leave your book bag out here.
How you going to be? I'm missing 2 guys.
Hey, every time you come in there, bro, my whole pack be gone.
I'm telling you, bro. I almost got to fight for my tissue in college.
Hey, bro, you can be slick. They won't take the thing. They'll leave the roll. They just go this like this.
Bro, it got so bad, bro. I had to steal the toilet roll from school, the big one.
Hey, the minute I seen that, it was time to go. You too deep in the trenches, bro. But people be stealing from the job. I know, cause I used to close at McDonald's, bro. And like, before I was a manager, so before what?
Motherfuckers stealing the food.
Nah, they steal food too. That random. But nah, I'm talking about like the tissue.
Hey, you don't care about that though.
Like, we used to have to do
Why you robbing the goddamn McDonald's for the
Well, they used to, well, I'm talking about but the trap bag, the Windex, you go in the bathroom, we gotta check before we leave. Hey, bro, who took the whole roll out? Bro, we like, hey, man, I know the camera. Let me run my car real quick, come back in. So when we walk out, the camera's watching us. They don't see me with nothing like that. I'm like, bro, you too deep in them trenches, man. God,
Well, for real.
Yeah, I'll say this though, as a dude, bro, I make like a toilet roll, like a roll or whatever. I mean, that lasts like 2 weeks, bro. But you put a girl in there, bro, it lasts 3 days, bro.
Duh.
Y'all gotta use that shit all the time,
Every
bro.
time. Yeah.
Like,
Every time.
Yo, we go through some toilet paper, bro. That's a big one in my house.
That's a big one.
That's That's a whole expense, dog.
Alright, so we got toilet paper. Anybody else got something else they didn't know was expensive?
Vacuums, washing machine.
Yes,
Microwave.
yeah, just clean it.
I didn't know vacuum was that expensive though, for real.
Just clean with
I
it.
just learned when I turned about 17, 18, I had learned that.
Houses, shit.
Car maintenance.
Rent.
Little
Cars.
shit. Like,
Yeah, car.
oil change.
I learned that car is not an investment.
Yeah.
That motherfucker gonna
That's
take
a
you down.
D-investment.
You probably be better off riding a car, but a car gonna take away. You got insurance, oil changing, car note,
I can't
all
stand
that.
no car maintenance. For real.
Yeah.
It pisses me off.
You got, hey, that way you go to YouTube University.
If you want to be surprised how much
I
like,
took
stuff costs, bro,
both.
kid food, bro, that's a different kind of expense, bro.
Yeah.
Whites,
Oh,
bro. Whites tax, bro.
Oh, you get home when you need some diapers, bro.
Again.
I know you feel.
That way you need a food stamp for that baby milk.
Because it's about 30, 40.
Dog, you know you sitting there shaking about to swipe your card? That shit, bro. Dog,
Like that bitch go to print.
You want to talk about women? Don't let them. Baby need more diapers. God, damn, your boss on. Damn. Oh shit, what did I do? Shit.
Get by the train now.
Right.
Well, we ain't eating tonight. I'm sorry. Shit. You can't go rinse it out real quick.
But you know, back in the day, they had no washable.
They still do.
First of all, yeah, I'm not.
I can't do it. I can't.
They got what?
They got
They used to have like
washable.
washable diapers.
They still do, but that's just too far.
You know the one that Tommy put
Yeah.
his ass
Hey, they got
I ain't
some.
doing that.
Anybody real rats?
That shit nasty, bro.
Let's move this along. Do y'all think the social media make it harder to be an adult now?
Yes,
than before?
bro. It's toxic.
Yeah, cause everybody compare their life to it.
It's toxic, bro. It's
Now,
making me.
you just mentioned that everybody compare their lives.
That's on them.
Personally, let's have honesty, y'all, because I've been letting y'all rock. I really ain't challenged nobody. Do you be seeing people online, and does it kind of affect your own self-confidence sometimes? Like, damn, they doing that? Damn, I ain't doing that.
Sometimes.
Me personally, I don't care. Like, cause I don't try to look at it. Because if you looking at somebody else living their life, you ain't living yours. Fact.
I look at it as
So,
motivation. I think. Yeah,
Not me personally, but
I feel like if this lame ass nigga can do this, I know goddamn well I know what I can goddamn do when my time comes. You can't. This what you gotta do when your time comes. Is you gotta execute.
Yeah, that is.
Let me ask y'all this.
Your time gonna come though.
Let me ask y'all this. Have y'all, honesty out again, who here has flexed on social media?
Of course, yeah, facts.
What you flexing about?
Flex.
What you, hold on now. What you mean, no flex?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I don't look at it as a flex. I look at it as a
Being proud.
yeah.
So, hold on, let me ask you yes or no. Have you ever, like, wherever you took a photo, posted something like, I'm about to shit on these niggas.
No, I'm not.
They like to see what's going on.
Like for my birthday, when I was down like.
But I post something, I don't think like that. I'm not a hater, but I'm not a boaster. Like I'm not the type of person. It really be for my self pride. Like I just be like I want.
Yeah, I did this shit.
Yeah, I did. You feel me? Yeah, what's going on?
I would say
We don't be necessarily be like, man, I'm finna shit on this nigga right here.
Yeah, right.
You doing so? What type of
It's kind of like I really can't afford this shit. That's how I felt. I was like, nigga, I got to be chill.
I mean, I would post on my postman, but like recently I stopped doing it because it's like some people they'll like put bad energy on your shit. Like they'll pray on your downfall.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
See, that's one thing about that too.
Social media,
They come back on you, and then when they see you doing good, that when that bad energy gonna come out you, they gonna want to knock you off off your pedestal anyway.
Hey, but you got a good point though, bro. Like everyone posts their nice cars. Like, bitch, I got a nice car too.
That kind of goes to show you.
It's like a nigga we made moment. You know?
I'm glad I'll be on. It's like what else? But y'all ain't the only one. I got one too. Like that kind of feeds into like a competition type of energy. Yeah.
But I ain't no hater though. Like, you living better than me. You got some better.
Now I will say
Everybody got their own lane.
I will say social media mess with your moods throughout the day.
Yeah.
And you can see some fucked up shit on
That
social
goes back to
media.
like you already mad. You see your girl post something about you, like I know she talking about me.
Yeah.
Nah, you see your girl on Twitter, she go add somebody else like a little nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Facebook be trying to start stuff too. Man, try to get to arguing, they say, hey, you know so and so just harder than photo. Yeah, girl, she on this chip on. Hey, that's not going on, man. God damn. Who is this? They got a screenshot. So this what we doing? I bet.
And she gonna send a meme back.
Well,
That's why I'm glad they took that feature off of IG where it show people who like their pictures. Like on the news feed, it was like notice it's like recent or something.
It's toxic, bro.
Yeah, I was like,
Social
why you
media is
gonna do
toxic.
that?
It made me toxic. Especially Facebook. Facebook. One thing I know about Facebook, it's like a post that was made for you, they gonna make sure you see it.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna know. As soon as you got that in the refresh, that would be the first post. Like, I know that for you. I know that person wrote that shit for you.
hey, Facebook get a friend who don't be on it, boy. Facebook, hey, you seen it? Hey, you gonna say something or not? Hey, she gonna end on you right now.
Now I know you've been on Facebook scrolling, minding your business. Your kid comes up and says, "Hey, Dad, I want this." And then you're like, "Nah, I'll get you that later." You keep scrolling about 3 minutes later. It's right there, bro.
Your phone listening to you.
Your phone listening to you at all.
But then they dad go to court for that or something? It was
They did.
Like, hey Siri.
They did go to court for that.
Or you
Listen
got
right now, look.
your phone listening to you.
They listen to everything.
Now, do y'all think it makes it harder because of the toxicness of social media? Do you think it's harder to keep a relationship now?
Yeah,
Big
100%.
Especially with all
my
the
last
relationship pictures, them fake ass relationship pictures where them folk be like
no, when they
picture
do
of
a
them.
hand right, like she grabbed your hand right into the ocean. I can't do that shit, man. It's all like,
Social media made me try to see how shit supposed to be, but it's not really how it's supposed to be.
It's not real, bro.
Yeah, it's not
It's your
real.
job to ask a question.
it's classic, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all know how Facebook, like people on Facebook have like joint accounts for their partners and shit?
Yeah,
You be like X and X, like, that's toxic, right?
Yeah, she don't trust you.
Like, y'all don't trust each other enough to have y'all on Facebook?
Nah, she gotta see what's going on.
Like, y'all gotta see everything y'all be saying to people and stuff? Like, is that not weird?
No, that's toxic.
Yeah,
That's real life toxic. If I gotta have all your social media, that's gonna take your mind through.
Yeah, if you gotta do all that,
it's draining. Oh, you liking this nigga shit? Goddamn.
Yeah.
What about
if you like Marky and Kate? What are they laughing?
Yeah, that's what you talking about.
Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying they look at each other.
I'm saying like they share a face with them. That's weird to me. That's weird.
Do y'all think it's harder to have face-to-face conversation now because of social media?
Yeah, independent. People are horrible communicators.
Yeah.
But what are we gonna talk about?
Cause Twitter fingers out there. I'm telling you, it's some people out there. They know how to write a
there's a lot of people that can't
on social media, but when it comes face to face, don't fucking be out there quiet.
Yeah, I'm like, I know it's probably happening to the females. Like, you see a dude out, he don't say nothing to you. As soon as you get home,
Time out, Ray. You can't do that.
Cause
these females be doing this shit right here at this stage.
Hey, female, I had females like they say no shit, and then you get home. I think I saw you, girl. You confirmed that like 5 times. Girl, you look me dead in my eye. I think that was you. Girl, you look damn well that was me. I was gonna speak, but you know, you like you was about to leave. What do you mean? 30 minutes after you stared at me? Yeah, I had somewhere to go.
They talking about that suicide. I'm thinking something on my lip or something. I just put my head. I was like, no, I don't got no eyeball going on.
Y'all folks need to stop going on social media faking like y'all living like that too, man. Y'all living like that. That's toxic, bro.
Now, let's move this along. We get down to the last few questions. What's one thing you wish someone would have took more time to explain to you when you were younger?
Credit.
Yes. Credit.
Yes.
We're all in agreement.
That's kind of led into my. I knew y'all were gonna say that. Led into my second question.
Solid.
So credit. Does everybody know how credit
Really
works?
just finances, really. More on finances.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah. Accounting.
And let me ask you this: everybody said know how credit works. When did you begin to take credit seriously?
When I got out of college.
Maybe last year.
When I got out of
Maybe
college.
last year for sure. Like I knew the basics, but when it came down to monetary.
We are back with the Talk to Me Nice podcast. The camera died. Let's just move forward with that. But Brad was about to give us some excellent credit advice. If you want to go ahead and just pick back up there.
All right. Anything on your credit is gonna last on your credit for 7 years from the last activity. Right? So if you got something that's in collections for 2 years and you pay it off, you now have 7 years before that late default payment stays on your credit. After 2 years, don't pay it off, bro. Wait 5 years, it'll fall off. You're good to go. Best advice I can possibly give. After 7 years, whether it's a repo, anything will fall off your credit.
That's what I tell you.
Don't pay that shit off after 2 or 3
You
years.
ain't gotta wait that long. And you can do it. You ain't gotta pay nobody to do it. You can do it. I promise you. Google it.
Do
You'll
that
find
with
a letter.
the
Look it up. You can get it
They're paying
removed.
people to fix your credit.
Not students. They're not forgetting that.
Shit to scam.
Do not wait no 5 and 7 years. You know what you can do and not though to disregard that, but that is gonna murk your credit.
Now I'm gonna
remove
say.
it. Just
now
remove it.
some credit because I read this recently when I was helping somebody. Like you can wait. Like Brad said, you never if you have a negative thing, you never want to just make a payment on it because you just restart it.
Right.
So what you would do, like she said, if you wanted to pay it off, you would need to do a pay and delete letter,
Facts.
which means I'll give you this money, you'll delete it as if it was never there. Some creditors won't do it, but a cheat code that is, even if they tell you they won't do it, you send them a letter certified saying, I'll send you this, even if they told you no, because I did it before people and it works. Even if they say we're not deleting it, we don't do that, okay, how much is it? You send them a letter saying, when you upon cashing this check, you've agreed to delete it. So even if they get it, they gonna cash the check because they don't care.
Yep.
So even if they don't take it off, you can then go to the bureaus and then show that letter as, hey, I sent this before I sent the check's been cashed, it needs to be taken off. And the bureaus will take it off. So
and let me just hit you with that. If that's the case and they just messed up in an agreement, every wrong thing on your credit report, because at that time that would be wrong, that's worth $1,000.
I didn't know that. She not only trying to save you money, she's trying to make you money.
Every wrong thing
That's
to
a
go
fact.
and take them. Like when you view your credit reports across the board, like I do Smart Credit, I use that. They give you like one free 3 bureau credit report where they literally put everything you have side by side with each credit bureau. So if something is wrong, it's easy to fight and you can get it taken off. And that's why even if it's right on one thing, if it's not right across the board, you can fight it. Because they don't want to pay you that money. So.
And what I would say, if you were going to pay for pay and delete, even whatever you owe, you, especially once it's went to a debt collector, you never pay that full amount. Because most of the time, the original debtor sold it to them for pennies on the dollar. So most of the time, they will take probably 50% to 60% of what you actually owe.
Yeah.
So never just come up with the full amount because they don't need the full amount.
And honestly, if you have anything in collections, you're better off disputing it all anyways.
Exactly.
Because you lose nothing.
Yep.
Dispute it all.
Because you can tell them to show you where you signed a contract with them. They can't because they bought it from somebody else. Now this ain't mine.
No credit's better
Show
than
me
that.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so like if you, let's say like you finance a car with Ford, and this, I mean like whatever the situation would be, if you send them a letter saying you disputed, I've never financed that car, they email Ford or they call Ford, if they don't hear anything within 30 days, they're legally obligated to delete off your credit.
And that's what a lot of people, like a lot of people, that's why you notice a lot of people are doing credit repair during the pandemic.
Clean your credit up.
A lot of people were doing that during the pandemic because people weren't working as much, so it means when you go dispute it, it's less people there to actually respond to it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were getting away with that strictly off. You got 30 days and nobody's here to respond.
Oh, and backdate your letters. That's another way you can get them. Backdate your letters. Like that's how you get them with that gap. So if today's the what's the day?
The 9th or 10th.
What's the 10th? If today's the 10th, I'm gonna say I sent my letter on the 1st. If today's the 10th, I'm gonna send my letter. I'm gonna say on my letter, I'm gonna put the 1st.
And never pay anybody for credit repair. You can do it all yourself.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a scam.
It's so many people
They get your information, it's a wrap.
Especially if they work for another company and they're not doing it themselves.
I heard that because I heard they can sell your information on the black market.
They sure can. Yeah, they can do that with your information.
Not to knock anybody or even swap ain't a swindle. If you pay somebody, they get you. But a lot of them really just dispute it, but it's gonna pop back up like later on. That's what they usually do. They get it to disappear for a second, and then it's your problem after that because they're like, well, shit, I did what I was.
What's later on?
So that's why you gotta. They gotta be calculated.
It all depends how good the person is. I've seen some people who did that. They should pop up like a month later. Some people like a year. But all they trying to do is get it to disappear for a second.
Exactly. So they can apply for whatever they need to apply for.
And they can tell you, oh, see, you spent your money good because I helped you. They really didn't actually help you because when it pops back up, it's not as
it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, now it's just starting.
Yeah, like people with bankruptcy think that they can't get it taken off. That's exactly what happened. You can go dispute it, it'll get taken away. So whatever the fuck you need to do, you on a time limit. You need to do it as soon as you notice it's not there because it's gonna pop back up. But you can get a bankruptcy taken off of your credit report.
And I've seen some people actually get in trouble because you think it's gone now, and then of course you go apply, and they're like, you ever did something? And you're like, no, because y'all can't find it. Then later on, when it pops back up, that's now a you problem because you told them you never had that. So.
And that's a contractual obligation.
Exactly.
They'll take the
So
car
don't be lying on no
and you'll still be
contract.
responsible for the
now.
full amount.
Yeah. I don't know contract.
There's a lot that go into credit. You better off don't do no shortcuts. Either pay them, pay and delete, or like Brad said, wait. But most of the time, if they can't, and please don't waste your money if they say they're not deleting it and you didn't do like the pay and delete letter. Do not pay these people because it's still going. Even if you have a zero balance, it's still considered a negative account, even with a zero balance. So you're just wasting money. Save your money at that point.
And you're hurt for long.
Yeah.
Sauce.
Oh, I'm gonna drop this one last gem because this is big. Like missed payments. First of all, let's say my payment is due on the 5th. I ain't talking about your rent. Please pay that shit on the 1st. But anyway. But let's say your payment due on the 5th and you like, damn, I can't pay it to the 10th. That's not a missed payment. A missed payment is 30 days. So if you go from that payment to the next payment without making a payment, that's a missed payment. But just because you like a week or two late, that's not a missed payment. It gotta be a billing cycle. Also, missed payments is one of those things that's very frequent and can really hurt your credit report. All you gotta do is send a goodwill letter. So you get your thing caught up and you send them a letter saying, hey, I know it's my responsibility. I missed some payments, but out of good faith, can you please delete these missed payments? Your credit score is going to jump up.
That's a fact. Cause I have 100% on-time payments, but I remember one time I think I was going with the Army and everything was on auto pay but one thing, and I was gone and it said it was a missed payment, and I called them and they took it off immediately. So most of the time, as long as you pay them, they don't care.
Yeah.
Unless it's Robbins. If it's
Yeah.
Robbins, you're done.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's a fact.
What you mean by that? What?
Robbins,
Robbins?
they don't care.
Oh.
You miss a payment with Robbins, you miss a payment with Robbins. They not
And even then, like, this payments fall off after 2 years. So, I mean,
Yeah,
unless you trying to
yeah,
do
yeah.
something,
Yeah.
like, in those 2 years.
Fact.
Another thing people don't realize, like, with credit cards, you need to know what your due date is, and you need to know your statement date if you're like trying to keep your credit
Fact.
utilization low.
Fact.
Because your due
Fact.
date may be the 14th or whatever. That's just the day they want you to pay.
Exactly.
But what actually going to come to your credit is probably 4 or 5 days after. That's your statement date. So like, I've seen a lot of people get frustrated because they trying to keep their utilization under 10%, and they're like, well, on my due date, I paid it off in full, but then I used it again, and you know, 3 days later, it's gonna pop back up. So let's say you paid it off, you had a $100 balance, then you go spend $200 after you paid it off. 3 days later, if that $200 still sitting there, they're gonna report that you owe them $200.
You gotta wait till
Paid it
your
off.
statement balance.
To the actual statement
closes or
balance
something
passes through.
Yeah.
The due date is basically them saying we just want our money. It
Right.
literally has nothing to do with your credit. But if,
See, I try to spend like just like $100 off my credit cards.
Yeah, they always say
I think the
10%.
guideline is 30%.
Yeah, 10. I always say
30%.
yeah. I like
30%,
30% is the
definitely
you don't want to go any higher than 30%. I always tell people stay under 10% because like if you're trying to apply for something and you're like near that, they're gonna start looking at it like, well, you already kind of at the max of what you can do. I don't know if you can like do anything
That's
else.
that income though.
Yeah, that's that income. A cheat code to that. I have a lot of people, and you gotta be like really smart, or not really smart. You just gotta kind of like
Dive into it.
yeah, you gotta dive into it, and you gotta kind of be like strong with like willpower. Cause I have a lot of credit cards. That way, like I might spend $2,000 on one if I felt like it, but I have probably $30,000 available in credit cards.
Exactly.
So my
That's where the
utilization,
30% Exactly.
my utilization is still low.
Yeah.
Now,
I always heard it's better to spend somebody else's money than your own. You know?
I honestly, I got a lot of credit cards, and I've never paid interest. That's why I keep basically. I spend the same money twice because I pay my credit cards off in full, so I may buy this on my credit card, and I don't owe it for a month. But I already had the money. Like I never spent money on my card. I would actually have the cash for. But like I have 7 cards. I'll spend the same money I was gonna spend. On those 7 cards, I divided over 7 cards, and then I pay out all 7 cards. Whatever I was gonna spend, I still have the money with no interest on it. I paid those 7 cards on time in full. So now I went from I could have used my debit card and had nothing reported credit to now I have 7 on time payments that just reported for the same money, and it cost me nothing
Because you was
extra.
gonna spend it anyway.
Yeah.
And
You just paid your bill.
Yeah, and
So
I
now
get
you
mentioned I get
spending
the rewards, I get
anything.
cash. Like I reached a level of credit now where I started looking. Before I just needed a credit card. I didn't care. I just needed something. But now that I got so many credit cards, like I got American Expresses and things like that, I go more higher now with the card. Like I need cash back, and who gives me more cash back? But those are different levels of credit. That could be a whole other episode just strictly about credit. But
Hey, is it true that like you get a Navy Federal card, you get a call, let's say grandparents in the military, and like they really don't look into it, they be like, okay, we're going to approve.
I don't know. I got a Navy Federal after I joined the military because I know when I was looking to it before, they did ask. I don't know if they verified, but they definitely asked you a bunch of questions. It'd be real hard to fake it, but.
Yeah, because I think on the, you still got to fill out an application. You got to put the little numbers.
Like
and
you got to
shit.
put stuff in there.
So if it's your grandparents, you would have to put their like DOD numbers.
Yeah, something like that.
Whatever.
I can't remember when I did it, but I know it's real hard to fake.
for a copy of your DD-214 for your
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, like USA kind of do the same thing. Like all those
I'm
things.
with USA.
Yeah, so.
But
But
I mean, they definitely.
Yeah. I just heard that. Just trying to.
Hey, it's worth trying.
I like that. Y'all just gave the game on that.
No, really.
Alright.
The numbers up.
Again, if y'all need help, I always tell people if I know something and you don't know it, the reason you don't know it because you ain't asked me. So that's on you. If you need help, Brad got the game. Kid got Coco got the game.
Got you.
Just tap in with them. They give you the game, man.
Oh, that's why I get my phone already.
I go all day when we start talking, man. I love that. I spend like a little portion of my day every day looking into new ways and stuff like that. Just like with like my 3 bank accounts, I go on the reason why I had 3 bank accounts.
Right.
Just like that.
Facts.
I love it.
But other than that, man. All right. Next question. Does everybody have a 5-year plan?
I had to do it.
Maybe like 3, not 5.
Anybody want to say they plan? You don't have to. I'm not trying to get your business.
Well, I already kind of achieved a couple of mine. It was to own my own business and to get my certifications in HVAC. I already got my certifications, and my business is just getting off the ground. So this is everything in progress. Other baby steps.
That's awesome.
All right. Now, I hate to put your parents on the spot, but let's ask. Did your parents, grandparents, whoever was in your life when you were growing up, did they prepare you for adulthood properly?
No.
In certain ways.
No.
I feel like
yes or no?
This is a yes or no question.
I feel like
my grandparents couldn't prepare me because I'm the last baby. Like they had already raised.
are we talking about financially or morally?
They let me see.
Morally, yes.
Morally, yeah.
Financially, yes, but morally, no. Like my grandparents let me do whatever I wanted to. Like growing up, because I was the last child and what I had went through in life. I went bad until I got in. Yeah, I wasn't really bad in school. I just was a class clown.
Let me ask y'all this: was anybody sheltered growing up? Was anybody?
I would.
Do you think that shelterness, did it help you or hurt you?
Hurt me so bad.
When all my homework used to be out late and stuff, I used to have to be in the house.
Professional, like in a professional.
I mean, I had that too, but
I couldn't just do what everyone else did. Like
they lit up.
So when I got grown, that what made me into what I am now.
Alright, so what age that was like, alright, he come in probably like 12. What age you started doing that?
Coming in at 12 or what?
Yeah, like
12,
16, whatever.
I ain't never really had it, because I didn't go out like that. I never really had it. When I went out, my mom ain't care, because they go out like that.
Exactly.
So it probably was like 16, 17 when I get.
Like elementary school, I had to be home for.
Like I couldn't even, my whole time growing up, I could spend a night at
Wow, no, street lights, boy. You see me running out
spend a night at EJ and Trevor. They're the only two times I could spend a night at growing up, and they end up moving away in 5th grade. So you feel me? I ain't really grown. Yeah, I didn't know you my whole life.
Right.
You ain't right.
Oh
man, I think my mom kind of let me sink or swim. Like she didn't let me drown too deep, but she let me like go down in the water.
Your mom was lenient.
Yeah, my mom kind of let me go, but then again, my mom was like, I wasn't a big party. I ain't never smoked or drink, so my mom was like, it's only so much you probably gonna do anyway.
We sleep
like I ain't gotta watch him, so we gonna figure it out. Now don't get me wrong, I still definitely got in trouble. Growing up, that some things, maybe, hey, you probably should have told me stop doing that you let me do.
Nah, I would say that would be the same, cause I wouldn't say that's the same for me, but I was a little worse, but my brother was way worse than me.
Yeah.
My parents' focus was on my brother, like so, and they were like, Chris, he got it. You don't gotta worry about him. My brother,
but I noticed too though, like a lot of kids who get, like I got a homeboy, I'm not gonna say his name because I'm not gonna say his name, but like he was sheltered literally till he was like 19, and then like the parent, I guess, just decides that they tired of sheltering him, then they throw him out there like, bro, he don't know nothing. So now, like that he's behind the curve because he's trying to learn everything now. Things he should have learned just growing up.
Right. Still need some kind of support. It's okay to want to get out there, but you still gotta support him.
Like growing up, my dad, he always taught me like every Saturday we gonna get up and cut grass. You seen that? Me and my brother be out there cutting grass early in the morning. You know what I'm saying? My mom, you know, if we ain't cutting grass, we clean the house up, deep cleaning. I never washed walls before. Don't tell me watching walls, baseboard, blinds, like bro, real deep cleaning. Like you hear that church music on, start smelling that fabulous something. You already know what time it is.
Now, how often do y'all ask the older generations for advice?
All the time. I always keep you an OG, man. I always keep you a wise OG. That, for y'all young bucks out here, find you an OG and listen, man. I'm telling you. These folks ain't telling you this for no reason.
I got this one nurse that I go to, like, before I make a money decision, I be like, and her name Mayweather. Shout out to Mayweather. Okay. Bro, I be like, hey, look, so they said this for this much, and they doing this. Is that good? Like, if she don't give me the okay, I'm not doing it.
I feel like we should listen to, like, at least grab something from him. Like, don't just totally ignore him. Cause I know it'd be something the older generation be saying, throw it out. But at least grab some for it, cause it's like some.
All advice ain't good advice.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But some like if your OG, you know what I'm saying, he got his head together, you like you trust him with your attention, like man, listen to him. You know what I'm saying?
I think it depends, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say what Brad.
Like what she said, right? So as far as being like a nurse, right? Like I'm gonna bleed the same way I'll probably bleed in 100 years. I mean, so that's probably good advice to ask. Or like I'll ask like my father-in-law how to fix something in the house because it broke the same way it did 40 years ago.
Yeah.
But like as far as like other things that like a lot of older generations, like their marriages and their situational mental health and whatnot, it wouldn't last in today's society.
Exactly.
The same way that we struggle with anxiety, they would struggle with anxiety, and they weren't even willing to admit that anxiety was a thing.
Right. Right.
Like,
it was just you don't know how to control whatever you got going on. That's it.
Like both my parents, they 65 apiece, and they've been together for like 30-something years. My brother homeboy, he asked my dad one night, it was like, bro, how you and Miss Crawford just do it? It was like, she can't argue with herself. That's all he said, bro. He's like,
when it comes to me, I kind of trail off advice based off, have you done what my advice was needed for? Because if you ain't I never trusted I could if I wanted to. People who give you advice on stuff they never did. If that was me, how you know? Because you never did that. Like I can only take you so serious. But people if I want to do something like Brad said, if you've been fixing houses for 40 years, I need to fix my house. I can take you serious. I think that go for anybody, whether older or just this generation. If you did it, but if you ain't did it, it's only so much you can help. At this point, it's more opinion than fact.
I feel like a lot of people go to older folks for more mental things, like how do I work why I'm acting this way, or like what is causing me to act out this way, or what's be a better coping mechanism. It's more mental.
It's opposite with me though. I'm older people for money stuff like that, but emotional, I feel like I gotta use my parents because, like you said, it's different times. So the people that knew, but we know about anxiety, depression, this, that, and coping. But the older people, they just you need to pick yourself up by your bootstraps and let's go. They don't feel like you take you to the root of it. They want to sweep a lot of it under the carpet anyway.
It's different from a guy and girl though, because sometimes a dude need that pep talk you tripping, bro. Get off your ass and get
y'all kind of leave to my.
But that's not healthy though.
But it's just a guy thing, you know how.
I get what you're saying,
but some girl.
If I was upset, my dad would just be like, "Stop bitching."
I'm saying.
That's not good. That's not right.
But that's
toxic, man. That leads to
we the muscle. We're the muscle, so you got thick skin.
Oh guys, we got this little cell in the back of our mind. We just lock shit in. Eventually, that's gonna come out, right?
And that's the vibe. Yeah, that's the vibe.
Whether, let's say, for instance, we get in a relationship now with our wife, and we don't know how to open up. We can't give them the support emotionally that they need because all we've ever known is stop bitching.
And that's how one of my relationships.
That's probably one of the reasons I won't be in a relationship because I'm not a.
You don't like that touchy.
I'm not
I'm talking about feelings and
that's how I'm raised by my granddad. My granddad just put that in me. That's how he is. He ain't calling no one about his problems and none of that. I'm not calling no one about my problems. Not putting no one in my business because I can handle anything myself.
That used to be me. I've gotten better now, but talking more. That's I do things like this. I come make people talk now. So you ain't got nobody else talking.
Come
talk to me. That goes to my next question. How do y'all handle life stresses as a young adult?
I work out.
I got.
Man, I smoke weed. I'm smoking the business outside the world. That's how I deal with my stress, man. I just relax. It's some shit you can't change in life, so stressing about it ain't gonna do nothing but kill you.
Now, do y'all have somebody to talk to, you could be vulnerable with? Or
my OG.
My dad died last year, so I don't.
I got a disagree because we done had. I ain't gonna say we done had a few conversations. So that go back to but that go back to don't say you ain't got nobody if you ain't using. You have somebody, you just choose not to talk about.
But you suffering by yourself, then.
I ain't suffering. I just feel like it's I don't bring my problems to nobody else.
Everybody.
And it goes back to my question. It's crazy you don't say you use weed. Now weed obviously gonna be legalized, so it's not as serious as some other people, but that type of mindset does lead to a lot of younger people using more serious drugs.
It's a gateway.
It ain't not a real.
I don't find it a gateway.
No, it's not a gateway.
Bro, you get 1,000 milligram brown and be high for 2 days.
If you want to see,
I promise you.
if you doing anything stronger than weed, it's because you chose to, or this person that you like, that's the gateway. Yeah. It's the people you be around. That's the gateway. That's why they say weed don't make you want to do
weed. Weed is not a drug.
There's plenty of different types of weed out there. If this don't get you high, it's another strain that
I can't never smoke that shit.
Weed is not a gateway drug. Weed is not gonna make you go do no heroin, meth, or no cocaine. I don't see people you around smoking weed with them pull down.
I'm seeing folks go out.
Like that.
I don't see folks go out way worse on goddamn alcohol.
Liquor way worse than weed.
Yeah, they go out way worse.
I know alcoholic right now. I'd rather him be on crack than alcohol because it's just doing so bad. My niece, my little cousin, I call her my niece, but it's my little cousin, granddad. Like he's a alcoholic. He got to drink every day. Just if he was to stop drinking, I guarantee he'll
probably die. His body is dependent on it.
If he go without drinking a day, he starts shaking his grip. Like, he don't act this. How he act? He gonna get I don't want to talk. At the prayer. Gotta get you that liquor. I don't even like see you like that, man. I'm gonna go buy you your pint of Tiger Water.
Go get you that pint real quick.
I don't like that.
I got an interesting question for you. Because I don't think weed's a gateway drug. That's some bullshit propaganda.
You know that.
But you don't think you can ever be chemically dependent upon weed the same way they are with alcohol?
Facts.
Yeah, you can drown
I'm
yourself.
addicted to weed.
You can drown yourself in weed.
I'm literally addicted to weed. Like I'm not gonna care.
But I feel like weed just puts you in your own mind. It help you think. Like
weed at the same time can slow you down. You can't say weed won't.
I don't get paranoid. See me. My thoughts race constantly. So when I self-medicate, it calms. It makes
somebody after you paranoid. Like your thoughts go to racing and you start thinking about all these different scenarios. That's what I mean by paranoid. Not like, oh shit, somebody out there to get me. No, I mean like your thoughts are going a million miles a minute and you kind of just going into all these different situations.
That's what I'm saying. I'm the opposite. I smoke weed. I self-medicate to slow the world down. Like when I smoke, I either gonna read or write something down.
You know what I'm
saying? I
smoke weed like cigarettes. So that's just like when I smoke, that's just what I do. We smoke before we smoke. I'm waking up smoking, I'm going to sleep smoking. Like right now, this podcast is fucking me up. No cap.
You gotta be respectful.
But it's my dog. So what I asked you? What? Can I smoke during the podcast? I ain't smoked before. I ain't get to smoke before. I asked him, can I smoke during the podcast? Because I was gonna have a lot of shit to say if I was smoking while we were doing this, but I was gonna be doing a lot of talking.
This is definitely a 1,000-view video.
This nigga gonna go up.
This is classic.
Let me ask y'all, are y'all that person for your friends? Can your friends come to you? Do your friends come to you?
If they ask you, my friends know what to come to me about. You feel me? Everybody got their own lane. Like I know what to come to you about. You know. So yeah.
See, for myself, I feel like my purpose, I feel like I'm a healer because I attract that. I attract that people. I ain't gonna cap. Like everybody talk to me about their problems. I promise you. It got to a point that I was so stretched, so thin that I had to just cut everybody off. Like just beat to myself, put myself first. You know what I'm saying? But just at work and everything, when I used to work with everything, folks just come to me to talk about my problems. I always ask that shit, and my mom you just a healer, you know.
Yeah.
Folks seek you for comfort for some reason, you know.
People come to me for the truth, honest truth.
Yeah.
Because I'm not nice at all, but people I'm not a nice I'm not a nice person, but I also don't go out my way.
I don't know you.
Yeah, I also don't go out my way to put people down, stuff like that. That's why, I let you know earlier. Who is it? Yeah, I don't know you. I ain't the one. Don't just walk. Don't walk up on me. We gonna have an issue, man. But people this is why the podcast on purpose. I'm here. I like to celebrate people and things like that. Yeah. but I don't let nobody get by me. Like if I know you blatantly lying to me, I am gonna say something about it. So that's why I think this is a good spot. I'm glad to hear that people. So that means all these people friends, if they haven't came to y'all, they can come to y'all. Correct?
I think I'm
y'all watch this, man, and goddamn, you know.
Now, do you all celebrate your friends?
Absolutely.
Wait, so you know I
love my people.
Sometimes I love my friends, you know what I'm saying? Bro, goddamn, my family sometimes. That shit
You can
crazy.
use my last intro because I'm getting.
But shit, that was like
These last 5 or 4 years, I've been kind of distant from my friends just about everything I've been going through in life, so. You know,
I ain't gonna count. Like the pandemic showed me like how to just like be still. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't be trying to be making it feel funny and then like I be distant, but it just be sometimes I feel like I be hindering folks, so I just rather.
But sometimes you just ain't.
I feel like I can set you back from what you need to be doing, so I'd rather stay away from you and let you prosper. So
I don't think it's a problem.
We are back at the Talk to Me Nice podcast. We are about to end things now. Like always, does anybody have anything to say before we end this?
Hey man, stay yourself, man. Stay out the way, man. Get your paper.
Yeah. Adulting is what it is. Just enjoy the ride and just evolve every day.
Now they said it's gonna be my highest view video, so we gonna see.
Absolutely.
All right. So my name is Lawrence Ray. This is the Talk to Me Nice podcast, and if these great people don't have anything else to say, we are out.
D-Mark got that.
Yeah, man.